A few years back on St. Paddy's Day, he had hit every bar in the town, every pub in the town, and he was at the last pub, his last legs of the night. He was in the pub, he had been drinking Guinness all day and wee whiskies after wee whiskies. And he thought, it's best for me to go home now. He wasn't a couple of steps out the door when who's walking around the corner but Sister Mary and Sister Teresa. And one nun passed him on one side and one nun passed him on the other. And he said, how did she do that? He thought he had gotten past the worst. When he hears Sister Mary, Patrick Murphy! Turned on his heels, faced Sister Mary eye to eye. Patrick Murphy, drunk again. He said, good for you, sister. So am I. So am I. She looked at him and says, I know where you've been. You've been in that disgusting pub there, haven't you? You've been in that house, that den of iniquity in there, filling your guts of the devil's whiskey and that poison. Murphy, I'm telling you now, it'll ruin your life. You'd lose your family, you'd lose your friends, you'd lose your job if you had one. He looked at her and he said, Sister, 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 have you ever tried this stuff? Have you ever tried this stuff? She looks at him and says, I wouldn't let that poison pass these lips. That's the devil's own brew. I wouldn't, not in a million years, would I ever let that poison pass these lips. He looks at him and he says, well, sister, you can't really say anything bad about it if you've never tried it. Now then, on the other hand, if you were to try a little drop of the pure, then you could come to your own conclusion and say whatever the heck you want. She said, Murphy, you may have something there. Pondering, thinking, stroking her gray beard. Murphy, you might be right. Tell you what, in the interest of modern science, perhaps you're right. Perhaps we should try a couple little drops. He says, all right, sister, I'll go and get it for you. Off he goes. He barely in the door. She shouts out, Murphy, hold on a minute. Don't be bringing that terrible stuff out in those horrible glasses. Bring them out in a couple of teacups. We wouldn't want the parishioners seeing us drinking that horrible stuff out of the glasses. Bring them in teacups. All right, sister, I'll take care of it. He goes into the pub, up to the bartender. Bartender, give me another pint of Guinness, will you please? And could I also have a couple of Bushmills Irish whiskies as well? Oh, and could you put the whiskies in a couple of teacups, please? And the bartender looked at him and said, are those two bloody nuns out there again tonight?